Oh man,
It's a movie.
this song,
That's a movie right there.
oh man. Deep Water coming through from Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, and Justice off the Straight Outta Compton soundtrack album.
Disgusting.
Goodness,
Very
this song.
disgusting. I don't even understand how other producers are supposed to feel. Like, that's
you know that.
because like if I was a producer, I would be like, okay, now
what?
what do I do? What software is that? What is like it, man? That's a movie right there.
I listened to this album. At some point, I'm like, all right, this album's dope.
Yeah.
Then I sat back and listened to this album with one of the, the producer from Port Bell Drive.
Yeah.
I sat down with him and I'm like, yo, Nace Avatar. I'm like, let's listen. And we listened to the album like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Like every time, like, oh, let's take it back, play that song again.
Yeah.
And when you listen, you as someone who loves music,
Yeah.
you'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
You listen it with someone who produces music.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're now he'll show you that, oh man, there's this other stuff that's behind it, and just the song arrangement on this particular album, this particular song, like, man. And what's this? It dropped the same day, same week as the first track of Rudeboy.
Yeah, that's the thing, because actually,
I think
when you know what's so weird, he was releasing this as an anniversary.
Yeah.
And that same weekend, I was having my anniversary.
Yeah.
So I was like, this guy, man, like, what are they trying to do? Like, but I think for me, like, it takes me back to, like, I remember let me not sound too old, but like, and
the 90s.
Okay, like late 90s. Cause that's
Uh-huh.
the time that I really got into the love of hip hop music. Actually, like, I think 98, 99 is the time I really started loving, like, hip hop music. Now, there was a guy, it was called Edgar, and he used to, like, stay way down around our area. Like, he used to stay, like, in the lower houses. So he had,
when you guys start pulling out names like that.
so there's a guy called Edgar. So Edgar had everything. Edgar had this big stereo, right? And he had a microphone, those red microphones, those old school microphones. So we used to go to these to the to his room, and then we record ourselves rapping and doing all that. And he would tell us, guys, you're doing it wrong. So we would sit down and we listen to B.I.G. like the entire day. We're listening to Juicy, we're listening to, like, all that, like, the entire day. This is about 99, about 98, around there. That's the time when Jay-Z, like, we used to listen to Jay-Z and be like, this guy is like, what the hell is he even rapping about? Like, we couldn't understand, but you would understand the flow. So this kind of music right now, I hope people actually use it like that. Like, I hope
guys
someone
are paying attention.
Yeah, like,
and
it's
learning off.
It's very important. Like, you can't say I want to rap and you've never really listened to Straight Outta Compton. Like,
it's actually one of those projects, I think.
Yeah, you need to learn from stuff like that.
I actually wanted to ask though, earlier I was telling you, I wanted to ask you about, like, what in 2015 do you think, other than Straight Outta Compton's music, but what else do you think stood out for 2015?
I think I don't want to sound cliche, but back to back, that was like for me, that was it. Meek Mill and Drake had a very interesting time for hip hop, actually, for music. Like,
you heard the rumors about the whole thing trying to start up again.
Today I listened to a snippet of
the
Meek Mill
snippet.
When he's saying, "I'll come if you come to my hood," or something like that.
I don't know,
anyway,
Meek should just take a seat.
No, I mean, Meek Mill. I think Meek Mill is going to use this, like, for so many things. Like, his next album is going to probably use this. He's going to use so many things, because Meek Mill does not seem to really have much besides, like, his music. You get what I'm saying? Like, Drake is a brand ambassador of, like, 60 companies. He has a lot
so much going on besides the music.
So,
and all he has to do is come drop one,
just
sing
one track,
singing,
and it gets Grammy nominated.
And this song gets Grammy
nominated. Like, what more win do you need? Like, I mean, take an L, man. Like, he needs to take that.
Meek Mill's other L was about how his parole officer had him doing community work on New Year's Eve.
Probably listening to Drake's album or something. I don't know, but I think that was my moment. Like, that was, I think that's one of the moments that I would be like, I I went through that, for 2015. Yeah, I think.
How about if we bring it down to UG? I know if we bring it down to Africa, I can guess that you'll probably say AKAs.
Yeah,
Composure.
But actually no. No.
You'll just say AKAs.
I think Fill Up the Dome, because I watched that.
Okay.
That
the concert was crazy.
Let me tell you, this guy is a hip hop kid. Like, I've listened to this guy. Like, I've listened to Casper for like almost now 7 years. Like, I remember.
Oh, you're one of the old school Casper fans. There
was a time when there was Burna Boy, aka there was no Burna Boy. It was AKA. There was a few. AKA had just come out. Like, he had that track called Victory Lap. And there was a track that they released. It's a very shady video. Like, if you watch it on YouTube, it's really shady. But it had Casper Nyovest like in the background, and he actually did like a few bars at the end. And I was like, who is this guy? Because he sounded so African.
I like that about
like
him, and you're like,
that's an African. Like, but he sounds dope. So I actually went into his music. So I started listening to some of like the features you'll be on, but not like so paying attention, but I would listen. So seeing that journey, like how he filled up Nambo literally, like
one guy.
And
probably for hip hop, that's a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
Big deal.
That's a huge deal. I guess in Uganda, the only guy who could do that was Gravity Omutuju. Like, if it was, I think he's the only guy who would do that.
If it was hip hop, hip hop direction. Yes,
I'm trying to see who is closest to hip hop that can do that, and Gravity would be the only guy that I would put like in that category, like who can actually fill up a stadium, which I don't think would be easy. But
it would
he would need like a lot of support,
of promotion, a lot of work.
Yeah, but it was
and perhaps supporting acts at that event. But I think
in Uganda, I don't know. What happened besides RBM? I think the big moment for me was the UG Cypher. I think that was cool. There was that tension that we had. It was nice tension. I like that kind of, because it makes us understand that we still have passion for the game. So I think the UG Cypher release, and that was nice. I thought one of the guys that I've become a fan of, like, really strongly, Price Teba. I had actually a good moment around that time. So I think the UG Cypher was really like a very pivotal point for hip hop in 2015. Then of course Libok was the low moment for me.
I was actually going to ask what your biggest disappointment from the year.
It was Libok for me. I thought Libok was like the UG Meek Mill. So I'm like, oh man,
you know the irony? It just hit me now. Both Meek Mill and Libok's names have 2 L's in them. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Man.
Yo, Libok. Hey, by the way, number love, not my love, but hey, man, you have to be roasted when you have to be roasted.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm just pointing it. It's an observation. Just pointing it out. No shade. Like,
thank you very much. Yeah. You're so severe. What the hell? But I thought Libok's moment was really, I think, was uncalled for. He just kind of ashamed us as a hip hop nation. It just. I think, honestly speaking, he should have directed his aggressiveness, towards the music and release some cool stuff. And then you don't call out names like calling out Mackenzie's puberty. I didn't even understand what he was saying at that point. But
so he called you out too, right?
Yeah, he called me out like in the first 4 bars or first 6 bars, and I was like, okay,
what's this about?
You might want to use another track, not Jay-Z's track, because that is disrespect. And that, for me, that was like, okay, don't use Hover's beat. Okay, get your own beat and then write your crap. It was not nice. But hey, it's Libok. We hip hop. I love Libok. Like, I'm a big fan of Libok.
Funny thing is, exactly. That's what I like. I appreciate. I like your man.
I'm real. If I don't like what you do, I'll tell you I don't like it. So I didn't like what Libok did, and I thought he was actually being foolish with whatever he was doing, and it didn't help him. He didn't put more money in his pockets. His ATM card is probably still stored somewhere, so he needs to really work hard on getting the business right if you really want to gain from it. Otherwise, you're losing out, and so many of us are actually winning. So Be careful.
Focused on the win.
Get focused, man.
Focused on the win, bro.
Start winning. Like, we're tired of all you hip hop cats coming out and doing a lot of talking and you don't even have a win like in your pockets. Get a win. Let us feel like, okay, we should hate you for the win. Like, let it not be another situation where boy is saying, okay, I will listen to your music, but only the lyrics, not the beat. Because really,
that was 2010.
Yeah,
like 6 years ago now, man.
Don't do that. Like, we're past moving this. Like, we're on a level of producing quality stuff that is supposed to be hitting Nigeria. We're trying to like compete with Tanzania, who is actually getting a really good job, in promotion of music. We're trying to get Casper Nyovest and AKA to come here for a show. We're trying to like get that inspiration going out to the young kids who want to actually become rappers, but at the same time make some money. You can come up and you start speaking a lot of crap when you literally have messed up your own career. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
I don't think it makes sense.
I don't either.
I've never been in any beef situation, so I have completely nothing like that for Libok. But I want to use him as an example. I want to put him on the cross so that everyone can understand that some things just need to just get done. Like, come on now. If you're gonna have beef with someone, like have, literally beef, like, okay, beef, like real go there and beef with a guy, make some money out of that, sell a few, make sure when you release the diss track it should be on iTunes or let it be a caller tune. Let some people who don't like the other rapper also make. I'll pay attention to that. But you can't tweet, then expect you can like, come on now. Let's move on from that.
Oh man. So anyway, it's hard to piss off Kella, man. Why someone getting under his skin? Right, let us.
No, I just have to use that so people can understand. Some things just need to,
we're on the other things now.
Yeah, like this is 2016, man. Let's move on.
So, what your I would say predictions
for 2016.
2016, and
I foresee a single from So Severe on Tuesday, the first week of January. I don't know if that will come out, but I foresee. I've seen it.
Tuesday on 5th.
Yes,
on 5th January.
It could happen. I've just predicted. Man, I don't know.
You may have some. You may have some.
I don't know. I mean,
like really. Like really from me.
I foresee a good year for Navio. Yeah, I foresee a good year for Keko. I foresee the reason that's why I'm saying those two is because I have seen them plan, so I kind of have a feeling they'll be doing good. I don't really see much from most of the other guys. Oh, I see a lot coming for Big Trill, but more of the East African side. Yeah, I'm hoping that his trips that he's taking in first class flights to Tanzania should actually be paid for by music, should come back with music. Yeah, so I'm expecting something like that. I'm expecting a very good song to be released before the end of January from Rudeboy Music that actually features The Myth, Ruyonga, Joe Kahiri from Kella Band, and Lillian and Babazi from Lillian and Sundowners. I can't wait.
I hope that you're going to bring it here, the TFM Hip-Hop show.
I told you I wanted to bring it here, but then the problem is...
What do you mean the problem?
The solution is... The way my bank account is set up right now, I need to do a lot of promo. So my bank account right now... Because, they paid us like on the 12th, So right now, but no. We're working on something probably like in the third week of this month. We're gonna release the track. It's called Ndakwikundira. It's actually a Randi's name, but it's more like I love your ways or I just like you or something like that. So it's more of a love theme, but it's a very, very, very deep hip hop track. It's actually produced by Samurai. So I can't wait.
Well,
I can't wait.
I can't wait. I hope.
I can't wait.
I'll throw this one out there. If you didn't know, you're welcome to TFM Hip Hop Show pretty much anytime.
Thank you.
So
very much.
when that is ready,
hey
man,
I would love to premiere it.
You know where I live. So.
This if you're listening, this is the only hip hop show you can listen to in Uganda. That's messed up, right? But that's why it's so good. It's so messed up for Uganda. But that's why this is so good. So me being here, I'm actually on the only hip hop show in Uganda. That is dope. and I'll bring my track to premiere it, the hip hop track. I'll bring it on the hip hop show. I want that. So
hey man, you're like the first guest of the year.
Yeah.
So
hallelujah. Like, come on,
so
now.
It's a big deal.
It's gonna be a good year.
And though I think you've been pulling a couple strings though for UG Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
And we the fans just want to know, like, the UG Cypher came out, and the word when it dropped was that
the UG Hip Hop Awards.
UG Hip Hop Awards are coming through, and
let me maybe try to break it down a little bit. It's a very complicated situation.
I would figure it.
Yeah, it's a very, because it has a lot to do with copyrights and blah blah. Like, there's a lot that actually goes in the background of awards, because you have to like really be on your A game. Because if anyone sues you, that's it.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, about 4 years ago, I got in touch with Enigma and the Myth, and we actually came up with the idea of UG Hip Hop
Exactly.
Awards. I think you remember that.
I remember that.
We even had a Facebook page of UG Hip Hop.
The art came out and whatnot. Like
we were ready.
There was talk about categories and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it was 2011 actually.
Yeah.
Like late 2010, early 2011. And then what happened was, I became broke and I left some workplace that I was at, and which was pretty much the home of hip hop then.
Fell on tough times.
So things just decided to go down at that moment, because we kind of lost connection in that way. And then later on, of course, with time, Ali Bai, with all the UG ciphers been releasing, he comes up and is like, we need to do this. So we're trying our level best to see the best way that we can work with this. So Talent Africa, we wanted it to be really of help, because people, what they don't understand is that Ugandan hip hop really does need a little corporate support. We need a lot of corporate support, and unfortunately we don't have so many companies that are willing to support us. So we need teams like Talent Africa that have actually been doing this, not just for hip hop but for so many different genres, to help us push this. So I'm really hoping that everything works in an aligned way and we can get to the promised land, because man, the UG Hip Hop Awards will literally bring back that excitement that we lost like around 2012. We lost some excitement. There was
me and the Myth were having that discussion. We're like, man, there was that time when
there was a very good, like, I tell you,
fire.
I kid you not, 2009, 2010, those are the best hip hop years
for UG?
I think for Uganda ever.
UG.
I was like really so excited to be a part of that movement at the time. So 2008, 2009, 2010, those were the best 3 years of Ugandan hip hop, and it's so sad that the fire is still there, but it's there in people's hearts. It's not in the open.
It's not in the music.
It's not in the music.
On the posters.
You see a few tracks, like you
not
see
in
a
the
few
hashtags.
Like you listen to a few tracks and you're like, oh, this sounds really good. Like even I, like with the RBM, like I've been suffering. Like I'll give you an example. Winner's Circle. When I release Winner's Circle that has
Atlas and Ivory
and Apis. My idea and with Barrow was to actually make this a new school feel for everyone, and I really wanted like support from the hip hop cats, and for some reason people looked at it like it was more of a flossing song in a way. It was so hard to explain to people in a hip hop aspect, which was never there before. Like you had a platform, like if you had a hip hop track, Severe, I remember used to bring tracks to me. If you had a hip hop track, it goes straight on air, and people will comment and they'll tell you what they think. Nowadays,
I don't know if you ever noticed, you did that on my birthday. So man, it was
sweet.
But carry
Thanks,
on,
man.
Just sliding that one in there.
So I feel so bad like when that happens. Like you release a track, like I released Winner's Circle and I was so excited about it, and we're going to shoot a video for it. I'm going to make people understand why we did Winner's Circle, because it was if people in the hip hop culture here in Uganda can dance to Chris Brown and dance to all this and have all these great tracks of Travis Scott and all this, and then like Winner's Circle comes out and it's literally the same but in a Ugandan way, I feel somehow disappointed a little bit that people take long.
Let down.
They take long. Like people nowadays take long, and it's because we don't have that platform. We don't have that excitement. So
we're regressing to a time back.
So I'm sure when the hip hop awards like come up, if we have the Ugandan Hip Hop Awards, that means every track that comes out is going to be on scrutiny, and that means bloggers will come for it. Everyone will come for it to see what is this new track, and then before you know it, it can get some sort of acclaim. People can actually get to listen to it and understand what it's about. Because man, guys need to understand this is art. It's like making a painting and someone passes by and spits on the side. They ain't look good.
They ain't look good.
They ain't look good.
They ain't look good, man. Not look good at all. It's about 3 minutes to 7 p.m. You still with us? Mm-hmm. You said something about having to run a little bit.
I want to say this, right? I want to come here for a 2-hour show, like 2 hours non-stop. Unfortunately, in the business, sometimes we have a lot of things that pull us on the different sides.
I get it, which is why I'm glad that you could make the time even just today. I mean,
but I was supposed to actually send some sort of a voice, something like that, last week, and I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I want to come on the show.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a pre-recorded interview.
Yeah, pre-recorded, but I said I want to come on the show because I'll probably just tell people. So Severe, I met So Severe through Enigma. Am I right?
Yeah.
And there was Benny Black and all that, and what's his name? I keep forgetting his
name.
Suspect. I like where are they? Where is he? Like, is he around?
He's got at 2016.
Okay.
It's actually you and your Rude Boy music should be afraid because when that one drops.
So I've been very, 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 very privileged to be in a society that has accepted me the way I am, and with my skill and my art and everything. So in the hip hop industry, I am very much deep rooted in, and that's why I always come and tell you that, hey, listen, it's not really Mackenzie, it's more Rudeboy Kella.
It's Rudeboy Kella.
Because that's me, that's my hip hop side of me. Mackenzie, now we shall go into fatherhood activity. So we're gonna keep it light. But I really want to thank you so much because I've really, really longed to be here because of the fact that this is, first of all, the only hip hop show, and that's so sad because at some point we had 3 hip hop shows on 3 different radio stations.
At some point.
Well,
it is what it is.
That's why we need things like the UG Hip Hop Awards. That's why we need So Severe to come back and do some music. That's why we need
You predicted 5th
RBM.
January.
5th January, you might just have a track from So Severe. Hashtag I'm back. Hashtag Mackenzie prediction. Hashtag prophecy coming soon. Hey man, just go ahead, man. Make us proud. And something small that I wanted to say. There is a very big misconception from the outside world about us people who love hip hop. I'm sorry. If we annoy you because we love something, then you have the problem.
It's your problem.
I think that's as simple as it is.
It's love on our end and you're hating.
I can't. And have you ever seen someone hating on a married couple? It's their problem.
It's their problem.
You should shut the hell up, man.
Hating on a happy couple.
Seriously, guys are just licking ice cream on your hating. Come on now,
Okay, right. Yeah. Thank you for coming through.
Very welcome, my nigga.
TFM Hip Hop Show is what it is. About